Hello everyone, good afternoon. Very good afternoon to all of you and welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. I'm Saral again with you in our today's session which is about Narsi Munji aptitude test. So I'll be talking everything about the exam, but before I start, of course I would like to know from all of you first, is all okay? Am I clearly audible? Am I clearly visible to each one of you? Is everything fine? Hi Varun Rangnathan, good afternoon. Hi Rahul Dravid. Are baapre. So I'm assuming it's not the same Rahul Dravid that everyone would have assumed. I hope he is there. Hi, good afternoon, Ishan Surana. Very good afternoon. Good afternoon to others as well, whoever is able to hear me. So, what are we going to talk about today? As I said, that we'll be talking about the Narsi Munji aptitude test. So because it is the time that all these notifications are out, so CAT notification was out, then SNAP notification was out, Narsi Munji aptitude test, this notification out, and very soon, of course, there would be a notification of IIFT as well. After that, there would be a notification of ZAT as well, and then SNAP, and then later on for all the other exams as well, we'll be having the notification season, you can say. So August is not only a season of festivals, so it is also a season of notifications for MBA aspirants. So that's also there. So we are going to talk about Narsi Munji aptitude test today. I'm quite better, Varun. Thank you very much. Thank you. And good afternoon, Agrahari. Good afternoon to you as well. Okay, so what exactly is Narsi Munji aptitude test, and what is the cutoff? How many questions do appear? What kind of test it is there? And what are the different dates? I mean, the last date and all. I'll be also talking about the different campuses of Narsi Munji, college. Plus, apart from that, what all other colleges they accept the NMAT score. That also will be talking about the average packages of these colleges, the number of seats which are there, what is the selection procedure, so what is the total fee, so almost everything, right? Almost everything right from the start, right up to the end. I mean, eligibility, then how to register, where from register, on which dates you have to register, what is the second stage, do you have to fill up the other courses as well, what are the other colleges that you can apply to, what are the courses you can apply to, the fee structure, the total placement of these colleges, the second stage, everything. That's all that we are going to talk about in our today's class. Okay. So I think we can start soon now. Snap is out. Yes, that's correct. Rahul Dravid. Yes, you are right. Snap is also out. And if I am not wrong, probably I only took a section on that. So somehow I forget it sometimes. Sir, मैं SP Jain की PG MPW category में हूँ. Please tell me NMAT score for this. Is it worth it to do this course? Please reply, sir. Yes, Mona Lisa, that's correct. Right. SP Jain's PG MPW course, they actually take the NMAT score, though they don't say that it is necessary to write this exam, right? So they are just saying that okay, you write this exam, you can come up to us, you can show us the scores. It's not necessary that you have to write NMAT for that. Okay, first thing, the course is good, definitely. If I talk about it is only for the women who have worked for at least 4 years and have taken a gap of at least 1 year in their job, but they are getting good placements from SPGen. So what I have seen, that the average rise in their salaries is approximately 150%, which is pretty good. Moreover, last year there were 34 ladies who passed out of this course. All of them are placed very beautifully. So I would say this course is definitely good for a person who is eligible for it. So if you are looking for it, Mona Lisa, I'm sure it is going to help you out. Okay. So let's start talking about all the things now. I'm starting with the first thing, that is the paper pattern. So first of all, I don't know how many of you know about it. So does MIT University also take NMAT score? I'm sorry, Varun, I did not check it, but approximately 70 colleges are there which are accepting NMAT score. MIT would be taking, because MIT is not a very renowned university in terms of MBA, I would say. So they would definitely be accepting each and every score. They might be taking their own exam as well. Okay. Mica is not from NMAT, Rahul. You have to go for CAT to go to Mica, or they would be having their other own exam. Sorry, they are having their own exam. MyCat के नाम से exam होता है. They have to write that. Okay. So I do not think that it is there under NMAT now. So as far as the number of colleges which are through NMAT, Mica is not there. I checked it on the website of NMAT, so it was not there. There were 68 colleges. Mica is not named over there. Okay, so first of all, if I talk about the paper pattern, so I don't know how many of you know about it, that Narsimonji aptitude test is actually conducted by GMAC, right? I'm sure that all of you must have heard of it, GMAC. GMAC is the authority actually which conducts the GMAT exam as well, right? So, I mean, yeah, it will, if you are appearing for NMAT, it will automatically take you to the GMAC website, mba.com. So on mba.com, you will be finding all the details regarding this. Okay. So GMAC is also conducting the NMAT exam, but it is not conducted exactly the way GMAT is conducted. But yes, the paper pattern for this year is slightly different from the previous years. Previously, the number of questions were also different from all three sections. We have 36 questions. Previously, I mean, it has been there in some of the years. So 36 questions for language skills, 36 questions for quantitative skills, 36 questions for logical reasoning. You have 28 minutes for language skills, 52 minutes for quantitative skills, 40 minutes for the logical reasoning section, and the score range is between 12 to 120. So normally, I mean, it might be a little surprising for you that how come minimum is 12, right? And how come 120 is the score for 36 questions? I mean, the same thing happens with GMAT as well. GMAT as well, sorry. So GMAT में भी तकरीबन इसी तरह का प्रोसेस है जैसा यहाँ पर है. So this would be a scaled score which is given to you, right? Scaled score होता है. How do they scale it? Of course, that would not be out, but it's a scaled score in which each and every section would be given scores out of 120. The difficulty level also changes. I would be talking about that as well. What is that? So first of all, it is held over multiple days. So there will be a complete window of approximately 60-65 days in which NMAT would be conducted, because you know that you can actually appear for this exam thrice. And best of the three scores would be taken, I mean, by any of the colleges wherever you apply. So this is a good thing that you can apply thrice. Suppose you do not do good in one of the exams, you can definitely score better in the others one then. Third thing, it is adaptive in nature now. What do you mean by adaptive in nature? It is clearly written on their website that the question paper would actually be not of the same difficulty level for every person. A person who is scoring high would be having more difficult questions in his exam. A person who would be scoring low would be having less difficult questions in their exam. So basically the questions that are going to appear. So let us say if I do a question, if I solve it correct, the kind of question I'll be getting in the next one now would be different from the question which I would be getting if I did the first question wrong, right? So if I do a first question correct, so next would be slightly more difficult. If I do that also correct, the next one would be more difficult. That way it will keep increasing. They will see till what difficulty level do I reach, right? But if it is, I mean, I did something wrong, so they would give slightly easy question. If that is also wrong, they would again give slightly easy question. So probably that's what they check in GMAT as well. Exactly the same thing is going to be there in NMAT as well this year. And yes, Varun, there is no negative marking for the questions. There is no negative marking. You can write it thrice. It is adaptive in nature. This is what we call adaptive, that the exam adapts according to the individual who is writing the exam. इजी क्वेश्चन होगा तो ऐसे अडेप्ट कर लेगा, डिफिकल्ट होगा तो वैसे अडेप्ट कर लेगा. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज दैट द ऑर्डर ऑफ द सेक्शंस can be chosen by the candidate, right? So the first thing when you sit for the exam, they would ask you that, okay, do you want to write quantitative skills first or logical reasoning or language skills? As you know that in CAT it is not there, but yes, it is here. You can choose your section, which is very good for a candidate because they can choose the order according to their strengths or weaknesses. So in area you are good, so probably you can start with that, और completely depends upon your strategy. आपको लगता है कि नहीं मेरे को तो उससे शुरू करना है जो मेरा weak area है, you can start with that as well. So they'll be giving you 6 options, that which one do you want to choose. ठीक है? First option language, quant, logical. Second option language, logical, quant. Third option quant, language, logical. ऐसा कर करके 6 ऑर्डर देंगे. You can choose any of those 6 orders and you can go ahead with it. That is the paper structure. Though it was there before as well, I would not say that this is something that has changed, right? A few things that have changed. One of them is it has become adaptive in nature. Rushi, no one knows that one question is of how many marks, because it's a scaled score basically that they are going to give you. So as you can see over here in language skills or in any other sections, now you currently see the number of questions is 36. The maximum score is 120. So you would always feel कि 36 का 120 से क्या relation है, right? हालांकि I mean a little research on this can probably tell you something कि अगर आप हर क्वेश्चन को 3 मार्क्स का लेंगे तो कितना बनना चाहिए? 36 into 3 is 108 and the score range is 12 to 120. So if a person is doing no question correct, he should be getting 0. And by this logic, a person doing all questions correct should be getting 108. तो ये कोई by chance तो नहीं कि दोनों ही exactly 12 ज्यादा है, right? So of course I cannot figure out anything out of it. So possibly it looks like कि कोई भी बच्चा कुछ भी स्कोर करेगा, जितने सही होंगे उसके 3 मार्क्स, रॉन्ग होंगे उसके नेगेटिव तो है ही नहीं, एंड देन +12 वुड बी डन इन दैट. बट दैट्स नॉट राइट, है ना? इसको देख के ऐसा लग रहा है लेकिन ये जरूरी नहीं है. एज आई सेड, बिकॉज इट हैज बिकम एडेप्टिव इन नेचर, सो इट वुड ऑल्सो मेक अ डिफरेंस दैट द क्वेश्चंस दैट यू आर डूइंग रॉन्ग, दोज आर ऑफ व्हाट डिफिकल्टी लेवल. According to that, it would be decided that what will be your final score. So I would better say do not get into it. The point is adaptive जब हो जाता है तो उसके बाद आपको ये नहीं सोचना कि मुझे questions पहले choose करने हैं, वैसा नहीं होता है. You just go one by one. वैसे भी क्वेश्चन आपको ऐसे मिलेंगे, पहला क्वेश्चन ठीक किया तो ठीक है, वरना अगला क्वेश्चन गलत किया तो फिर अगला आसान मिल जाएगा. ऐसा करके उसका ऑर्डर चलता रहता है. दिस इज हाउ इट मूव ऑन. वेयर एज जनरली इट इज नॉट द केस इन जीमैट. अगर आप वहां देखें होता वहां भी एडेप्टिव है, बट इन जीमैट एग्जाम देयर इज वन डिफरेंस, एंड दैट बिग डिफरेंस इज that their negative marking is considered to be too high. I mean, leaving a question will give you more penalty marks than doing one question right. So what positive do you get there? Negatives are more than that. That's more important. Okay, so that was just an overview. Now the second thing, that notification thing, if I talk about, registration starts from 1st of August. You can schedule it from the very first day, that is 1st of August. You can reschedule it from the very first day, that is 1st of August. And then you see that registration ends at 10th of October. Scheduling ends on 13th of October. Rescheduling is up to 16th of December because exam is from 10th October to 19th December. So iske beech mein you can anytime reschedule your session. Registration, if you want to retake it, that would be done from 11th of October to 16th of December, and retake scheduling would also be done between this range. So basically, first exam once you write, after that only the registration for a retake would start. And first exam would be on 10th of October. So a retake registration can only be done after that. Now, some people might ask this question. I just see that question by the way from Ayush. On which date should we appear? That's completely up to you, right? But yes, people have different kind of rumors outside that you should not be writing on weekends, because most of the working people write it on weekends, because of which the scaled score goes a bit low. So there is nothing like that, right? It's a very well thought of thing, well researched things which is done by them. So just don't worry about it. Just find out any day which is comfortable to you. Just see one thing clearly, that there should not be any festival around it so that you have any problems preparing for the exam. For example, Diwali is on 24th of October. So if you, I mean, keep your exam on, let's say 25th, 26th or 22nd, 23rd, it might create problems for you because you might not be able to study well for the exam then. So just keep those things in mind. Otherwise, everything else is okay. Baki sab kuch वैसा ही चलेगा. Yes, Mayank, there is no negative marking, and I just said they have not mentioned how many marks are there for one correct question. So I won't be able to tell it. Moreover, it's an adaptive paper, so you can't say anything about it. Now, the third thing, that changes an NMAT pattern, as I just say, first of all, you can check your exam score right after the exam. So the raw score, that how many questions have you done correct, how many questions have you done wrong, वो आपको जैसे ही exam खत्म करेंगे, it would be on your screen, but the scorecard would be there within 48 hours. Though they have put a disclaimer over there, unless there is some problem, I mean कुछ audit वगैरह हो जाता है एग्जाम का, अगर ऐसा कुछ है तो बात अलग है. Otherwise, you would be getting your scaled score. ये जो score card है, it would be having your scaled score for each and every section and overall score, and you would be getting it in exactly 48 hours. ठीक है, जैसे ही आपके पास वो स्कोर कार्ड आएगा, you would be getting a mail from GMAT that your score card is there on your I mean account, so you can just check it. ठीक है. And as I said, it's an adaptive exam, so the level of difficulty would be different for different people. This is a big change that the exam has become adaptive. पहले ये होता था कि एक स्लॉट में इतने लोग देते थे, तकरीबन सबके पास या तो एक पेपर आता था या फिर आई मीन पूरा पेपर पहले से डिसाइडेड था कि भाई ये आपके सामने दिख रहे हैं, these are 36 questions, so choose any of the questions and do them. अब वो नहीं होगा, one by one questions would be appearing and they would also change according to the difficulty level of the paper. This is what a major change in your NMAT exam is for this year. Okay, everyone. So now when I talk about the key difference between NMAT and CAT, of course, almost everyone who is currently listening to me or who will be watching it in the recorded format, all of you would be writing CAT exam as well apart from NMAT. So what are the major differences? That's what I have written on this screen. First thing, the order of the sections can be chosen. That becomes one important point over here, that you can choose in any order, as I said initially to you. NMAT is fairly easier when compared to CAT, especially when I talk about LRDI section. Quant still might be, I mean, some of the questions of CAT level as well. But verbal ability and reading comprehension would be much easier than CAT. LRDI would be much easier than CAT. So therefore, I would say overall the exam would be fairly easy. Some people feel happy about it, that when the exam is easy, they feel more confident, right? Though the point is, if it is easy, it is easy for everyone. It's not that it is easy only for me, right? But yes, sometimes we have more confidence over there. So by that logic, probably it's so. It's an adaptive test, whereas CAT is not. As I told you, that CAT mein you will get the same exam for every person in one single slot, which is not going to happen in NMAT. No negative marking is there, whereas in CAT you have a negative marking of -1, positive marking of +3, and you can write NMAT exam thrice, whereas CAT has to be written only once. पूरे साल की मेहनत एक ही बार चलती है, ठीक करोगे तो काम आएगी, नहीं ठीक करोगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी, तो ये चलता है, इसलिए ज्यादा उसमें ना लोगों का कॉन्फिडेंस भी डाउन होता है, ठीक है. They always feel that there is one single day that we have. If we do not do well over there, probably there might be a problem, ठीक है, मेरा पूरा साल खराब हो जाएगा. NMAT में वो नहीं होता. अगर एक बार खराब हो भी गया, you can retake it and then you can again retake it. Though it becomes slightly expensive because every time you have to fill up the form, लेकिन हाँ आप ऐसा कर सकते हैं. That's what definitely can be done. I hope you all are getting my point here, right? And do press the like button as well if you get some important information through this session. Completely free session. I'm giving you all this information. But if you like it, please do press the like button as well. Let's move on. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now, why should a person write NMAT? So again, some of the things might be repeated here, but these are very important points, so I have to write it. First thing, there is no negative marking. Second, there is an equal weightage to all sections, whereas you can see in CAT, last year only verbal ability had 24 questions, Quant had 22, LRDI had 20. So here you have equal weightage to all of them. It is not a speed test, though they say it is not a speed test, but yes, you have 52 minutes for 36 questions in Quant. Whereas in CAT, when there used to be 34 questions in Quant, there used to be 60 minutes. But of course, वो थोड़ा सा difficult भी होता है, थोड़ा आसान भी होता है. But ये speed test नहीं है. Speed test is primarily, you can say, महाराष्ट्र CET एक speed test है. TestNet जो है ना वो speed test है. लेकिन CAT, ZAT, IFT की कैटेगरी में NMAT भी आता है. It is not a speed test, you can say. The paper would be though slightly easy. You can choose the sections order. 3 attempts are there. Online proctored at home. This is also one very important point, that NMAT can be given online at home itself. It will be a proctored exam. So either you can go to the center and write it, or you can sit at home and then you can write the exam. That also can be done. Of course, it has its own problems. If you do not have an electricity, suddenly any technical problem can appear. I mean, internet is suddenly not working. Those kind of problems can appear. So normally we encourage our students to go and write in the exam hall itself. But yes, they have given you an option of doing this as well. And the last one, which is very important, it is accepted by the international colleges as well, from South Africa, Philippines, Nigeria, Morocco, from colleges like Asia Institute of Management from Philippines. So there are good colleges that are also taking these NMAT scores for their courses, right? So you can check all of them. If you want their list, of course, you can find them on the website of NMAT. So the complete list would be given to you, that on which countries you have, which all colleges which are taking NMAT. It will be easier than coming exam Maharashtra CET also. No, Varun, as I said, it will be slightly difficult with respect to that. Maharashtra CET is still on the easier side. CET versus NMAT versus SNAP, which is easier. Ishan, though, this should never be a question of a student, right? Honestly speaking, कि आसान कौन सा है, because whichever is easier, it does not make a difference to you. It is same for all. कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम है, बट यस आई थिंक इन सब दिनों में से अगर आप आसान सबसे बोलना चाहेंगे, आई थिंक सीईटी वुड बी इजीएस्ट, फॉलोड बाय स्नैप एंड देन एनमेट. Last time NMIMS Mumbai valid only first attempt. This time also no. Rahul Dravid, they have said that you can write all 3 attempts for all the colleges. So they have not written any such thing. In my opinion, whatever I checked, it was nowhere mentioned that you have to write only 1 attempt. Okay, next. What is the exam syllabus? So this is something which is different from CAT. CAT में चीजें आपसे नहीं पूछते हैं. Questions based upon synonyms, antonyms, analogies, fill in the blanks, closed test, idioms. None of them is asked in CAT, right? NMAT does ask you questions, but yes, these are common syllabuses, I would say, for महाराष्ट्र सीटी, जिसनेट, स्नैप, एनमेट, इन सबका एक तरह से तकरीबन इसी तरह का सिलेबस है. अगर आप वहां भी देखेंगे, सो ग्रामर, कॉम्प्रिहेंशन, दे विल ऑल बी ऑलमोस्ट लाइक दिस in all of these exams. And why English only? If you talk about logical reasoning, वही statement and argument based questions, assumptions based question, inference based, decision making, course of action, critical reasoning, none of these is asked to you in CAT, but they do ask you these questions. Syllogism, blood relation, coding, decoding, series, directions, matrix type, blood relation, इनमें से कोई भी question generally आपसे CAT नहीं पूछता, but all of them are asked here. Quant maybe again you have most of the questions from arithmetic, and DI is also a part of arithmetic. Everything else would remain the same. So 36 questions है, थोड़ा सा easy questions होते हैं, सब कुछ उसी में covered है. Everything would be taken into it. If I want to appear for home proctored based exam, is there any particular date I have to schedule for it? Varun, you have to check it on the website itself once you are applying for it, right? Because you would be able to get to know about it once you are writing the test. तो लिखते वक्त ही आपको देखना पड़ेगा उसके अंदर कि कहाँ पे कौन सा ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है कि नहीं. Okay, चलिए next. What all colleges are accepting NMAT scores? As I said, there are a total of 68 colleges which are accepting NMAT scores, but some of the good colleges from India, they are first of all, of course, the NMIMS University and many colleges which are affiliated to this. So Narsi Monji, which is in Bombay, it is in Navi Mumbai, it is in Hyderabad as well, one campus in Indore too, Bengaluru as well. All of them would be accepting this NMAT score. KJ Somaya Institute of Management, which is again one of the very good colleges which takes CAT score, Z score, Maharashtra CET score भी पहले लेते थे, ठीक है, and now they have started taking NMAT score as well. XIM, right, Xavier's Institute of Management, right, so they are also taking this. SP Gen only for these two courses, as someone was talking about PG MPW, it is for the working women who have taken a gap of 1 year for those, and the general management program, which is for the people having a work experience. So SP Gen is accepting NMAT only for these two courses. TAPMI is accepting NMAT for all of their courses, and SDA Bokone. Apart from these, there are some more colleges which are not probably as good as these colleges. So I have not written all the names, but some of the top colleges which I felt, I have written their names over it. These are probably, as per me, the top 6 colleges which are accepting the NMAT scores. So this is slightly a better scenario, I would say. Previously, you would used to write NMAT only for Narsi Monji. So looking at, SP Jain and TAPMI kind of colleges in this list, it is definitely should be giving you a boost that yes, we should be preparing for NMAT and we should do good over there. Okay. Chaliye. Let's move on from here. Now, what are the cutoffs for different campuses? So for the Mumbai campus, last year cutoff was 232. Of course, you all know it keeps changing. It depends upon the difficulty level of the paper as well, right? तो बहुत सारी चीजों पे depend करेगा, but these are cutoffs more or less of last year. So approximately 232 for NMIMS Mumbai. Percentile cutoff was 98 to 99. The total fee for the exam is 20.8 lakhs. बेंगलोर के लिए इट वाज 224, परसेंटाइल वाइज अगर आप देखो तो 91 94 के आसपास, फी स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा सा कम हो जाता है। एंड हैदराबाद के लिए द कट ऑफ वाज 200। सो आई सी धीरे धीरे करके ये कट ऑफ भी डिक्रीज हो रहा है, ये कट ऑफ भी डिक्रीज हो रहा है, और फी भी डिक्रीज हो रही है। जितना अच्छा कॉलेज उतने ज्यादा पैसे लेता है, जितना बुरा कॉलेज है उतने कम पैसे लेता है। बुरा तो नहीं, कम अच्छा कह लेते। सो इफ द कॉलेज इज नॉट दैट गुड, थोड़ा सा कम हो जाता है ऐसे केस में। द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट दीज इज देयर आर लॉट मेनी सीट्स इन नरसी मुंजी। ठीक है, नंबर ऑफ सीट्स बहुत सारी हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात इसकी होती है दो। बिफोर दैट अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज यू हैव अ सेक्शनल कट ऑफ एज वेल, और सेक्शनल कट ऑफ एनमेट के अंदर काफी ठीक ठाक होती है। जैसे देयर आर कॉलेजेस लाइक IIFT, देयर सेक्शनल कट ऑफ्स, राइट, देयर सेक्शनल कट ऑफ्स आर वेरी मार्जिनल। आई मीन टोटल कट ऑफ होगा कुछ 45 46 का, लेकिन सेक्शनल कट ऑफ्स का सम करोगे तो 12 13 आएगा। तो ऐसा होता है। लेकिन नारसी मुंजी में टोटल कट ऑफ इज वेरी क्लोज टू द सम ऑफ दी सेक्शनल कट ऑफ्स। तो सेक्शनल कट ऑफ्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाते हैं। यू हैव टू डू वेल इन ऑल थ्री सेक्शंस, ओनली देन यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट अ कॉल। सो लास्ट ईयर सेक्शनल कट ऑफ फॉर नारसी मुंजी मुंबई, there was 70 in quant, 76 in logical reasoning and 71 in language skills. If you add all of them, this gives you 227. तो अगर आप ध्यान से देखो, ठीक है, 217 टोटल कट ऑफ 232 की है, और तो यहाँ पे सेक्शंस ऐड होके ही 217 बन जा रहे हैं। सो दैट शोज यू कि अगर किसी एक में भी थोड़ा सा खराब कर दिया तो मामला खराब हो जाने वाला है। Same with Bengaluru and Hyderabad, you would say their sum is very close to the overall cutoff. So sectional cutoff is very important point as far as NMAT is concerned. Pay attention to it. And what are the average placement packages? Something that we all look for, that something from which we decide a college is good or not. So Narsi Monji Mumbai campus jo hai, the average package last year, that means of 2022, was 23.07 lakhs. For Navi Mumbai, it was 11.65 lakhs, or you can say for all of them, it is approximately the same, right? So Mumbai के बाद उनका second campus मेरे ख्याल से बेंगलुरु ही आया था, तो इसलिए सेकंड हाईएस्ट उसी की है। आई थिंक थर्ड कैंपस वाज हैदराबाद और नवी मुंबई, आई एम नॉट प्रेटी श्योर ऑफ इट। इंदौर मस्ट बी द लेटेस्ट वन, इंदौर एंड नवी मुंबई प्रोबेबली आर द लास्ट वंस, राइट? सो हैदराबाद प्रोबेबली कुड नॉट आई मीन प्लेस वेल, बट मुंबई एंड बेंगलुरु दे हैव एक्चुअली गिवन वेरी गुड प्लेसमेंट्स in 2022, and of course good placements are these, I mean with respect to the number of batch size। अगर मैं देखता हूं कि नॉर्मली इतने बड़े बैच साइज में इतना सारा पैकेज प्रोवाइड करा देना ऑन एन एवरेज, इट इज नॉट एन इजी टास्क। दैट मीन्स नारसी मुंजी इज डूइंग अ गुड जॉब हियर by giving a good placement package to all their candidates. Will bank provide loans for this college? Yes, Chinta, they would definitely provide it. Of course, if you go to Mumbai, they would surely provide it. If you go to Bengaluru or Hyderabad, so probably you have to, work a little bit hard to get the loans from the banks. Right? The number of seats which are there, I see that in MBA program, in Mumbai campus itself, you have 600 seats. Right? Therefore, I was saying, 600 seats के बाद अगर 23 lakhs का average package है ना, this is by any standards, it's not under brilliant, it is actually brilliant. 600 के batch size को अगर इतना करा देते हैं play, which is very good. In MBA HR as well, they have got 120 seats, MBA Business Analytics 120 seats, Digital Transformation and Pharmaceutical Management. So they have 5 courses over here in Mumbai campus itself. Of course, business analytics तो आप लोग समझ रहे हैं, now it is everyone is doing business analytics, so that also has been started by this Mumbai campus. Bengaluru campus में 240 seats हैं, हैदराबाद में 240 हैं, Navi Mumbai 180, and then Indore we have 120. So in total 1800 seats are there, out of which 600 plus 240 and 180, that is 420. तो तकरीबन 1020 सीट्स तो हमारे पास मुंबई में है। 1020 seats are there only in Mumbai campus, which is of course giving you 100% placements. Rahul Dravid, that's correct. They are providing you 100% placements. That's absolutely correct. Okay, everyone, so I'll move ahead from here. The next thing is, what is the second stage of the selection process? So now we know this is NMAT. These are the kind of questions, difficulty level, what is adaptive paper, okay, what order, what syllabus is there, so what are the cutoffs. Now you reach the second stage. Second stage mein kya hoga? This will be managed by NMIMS, so I have directly taken it from their website, right? So they are saying there could be a psychometric test or a writing analytic test. So now this writing analytic test is almost there in all the colleges. Most of the IIMs have removed the GD from their second stage, and they have started taking this writing ability test. Some call it writing analytic test, whatever, along with the personal interview. So almost for all the colleges nowadays, writing ability test and personal interview, almost this has been the second part of the second stage. The details will be given to you, of course, at the end, but this will be an offline process. Last 2 years it was changed because of the COVID situation, but yes, this time it will be an offline process. Weightage will be given to academic performance and work experience, lekin kitna, that has not been mentioned over there. ठीक है, कितना वेटेज देंगे ये नहीं बताया, ये बताया है एकेडमिक परफॉर्मेंस को और आपके वर्क एक्सपीरियंस को वेटेड जरूर मिलेगा, कितना मिलेगा अभी डाउन लो. Can I take this class for MBA CUT? No, Annapurna, it's about a specific exam, I mean, which is of course different from CUET. Karan says, how many appear for this exam, sir? Karan, if I am not wrong, approximately 60 to 65,000 people appear for Narsi Monji. So I might be mistaken. Okay? I'm just giving you an old data that I have with me. Recently, I have not checked that how many people write this exam. But yes, you can Google it. जैसे मारोगे तो आपको मिल जाएगा वहाँ पे Google पे. Yes, what is the eligibility for different campuses and different courses here? So for MBA, Mumbai है या Bangalore है, Hyderabad, Navi Mumbai, Indore या MBA HR. For all of them, the simple thing is, the eligibility is 50% marks in graduation, and you should have graduation from a recognized university. This I have already told you. For others, I have written that kindly refer to NMIMS, because for business analytics, they are saying that there should be 55% in graduation. You should be having these specific subjects. For pharmaceutical, there is a different thing then. The digital का एक कुछ करके हमारे पास digital transformation or what was the name of that, तो उसके लिए एक अलग eligibility है. So that all is written on the website itself. But I thought that there would be many few people would be interested in courses like those. But yes, business analytics तो काफी लोग करते हैं. But yes, please check them through the website. For MBA and MBA HR, it is normal as like that of CAT. You should be a bachelor with 50% marks in aggregate. ठीक है? Bachelor means bachelor degree. कभी आप सोचो अच्छा हम तो सारे ही bachelor हैं. When is the NMAT exams? So, Swagat Chaudhary, I have given those dates in the beginning of it. You can find it out on in the video itself. Does internships count as work experience? No, Rahul Dravid, they are not in none of the colleges, right? Internships would not be counted as work experience. कौन से कॉलेज ले MBA CUET के लिए? So this is not about CUET, अन्नपूर्णा. CUET is not for MBA, वो एक अलग चीज हो जाती है, MBA एक अलग चीज है. Yes, we will be doing it, Rahul Dravid, later on. उसके लिए भी करेंगे. Now the last date to register. This is also one important thing that I wanted to discuss over. ध्यान से पढ़िएगा इसको. This is exactly what is written by them. Register with NMIMS before your scheduled date of exam for your candidature to be accepted. So you can write the exam from 1st of October to 16th of December. आप इसके बीच में एग्जाम कभी भी लिख सकते हैं. वो कह रहे हैं मान लीजिए आपका एग्जाम 9th अक्टूबर को है. You should fill up the form of Narsi Monji by 8th of October. Right? तो कोई लास्ट डेट एज सच नहीं है. वो ये नहीं कह रहे you have to fill up the form by 30th of September or by 30th of October or something. They are saying on whichever day you have the exam, your form must be filled a day before that. ठीक है, भेजना तो होता नहीं है. वो जैसे आप ऑनलाइन अप्लाई करोगे, जैसे फी पे करोगे, they would have your details that okay, that you are registered. After that you can write the exam. This is what Narsi Monji says. What about the retakes? That has not been mentioned over here. वो कहीं पर वेबसाइट पर कहीं नहीं लिखा है. Probably they would make it clear while taking a retake over there कि retake के लिए आपको दोबारा फॉर्म भरना भी है कि नहीं, ये भी अभी तक नहीं पता है. और possibly I miss out it. कहीं पर हो सकता है उस पर लिखा हो वेबसाइट पे. So I checked it everywhere. I could not find this information. But yes, you have to fill up this form just before the exam date of your exam. Okay, NMIMS distance program is good or not? Abhijit, I do not think the distance program for MBA is good for any of the colleges. किसी का भी अच्छा नहीं होता मेरे ख्याल से. Distance program is always good for only a qualification that yes, I am an MBA. Otherwise, it is not considered well. I mean, it is not taken well or respected well enough in the industry as well. So if you say I'm an MBA but from distance, probably no one would pay heed to you. That's the point. Okay, now the last part of our session that what should be the strategy now. So we have talked about everything. एग्जाम में क्या आएगा, सेकंड स्टेज में क्या होगा, कितनी सीट्स होंगी, उस सबके बारे में बात कर ली, क्या क्या कट ऑफ्स वगैरह हैं. अब सवाल ये है कि हाउ डू वी क्रैक इट. ओके, first thing, know the paper pattern, though I have already told you, but I would suggest solve some past year NMAT papers to get an idea about what kind of questions do appear, plus to get an idea that where are you right now with respect to those questions. आप कितने कर पाते हैं, कितने नहीं कर पाते हैं, उसका आइडिया आपको मिल जाएगा. Have an ironclad strategy in place. इतने सारे मॉक्स लिखे कि एक स्टेज पे आके आपके पास एक पक्की स्ट्रेटजी है. That yes, this is the strategy I am going to follow. Because now you can decide the pattern by yourself, order by yourself, which is the best part of it. तो आप एक स्ट्रेटेजी पहले से बना सकते हैं. इक्वल वेटेज है तीनों की, और इक्वल वेटेज के साथ साथ आपको ये पता है कि मेरा स्ट्रेंथ या वीक एरियाज क्या क्या है, तो कौन सा पहले करूं, कौन सा बाद में करूं, यू कैन ऑलरेडी डिसाइडेड. सो इट्स नॉट लाइक महाराष्ट्र सीटी दैट सडनली जम्बल्ड पेपर वुड कम अप एंड योर स्ट्रेटेजी इज शेकन. देन इट वुड नॉट हैपन. So they have already written it on their website that you can choose the order of the sections. तो इसका मतलब आप उसके हिसाब से एक स्ट्रेटेजी बना सकते हो. एंड डू नो योर वीक एरियाज. वीक एरियाज पता होंगे तभी आपके पास, क्योंकि ये जैसा मैंने बताया एडेप्टिव एग्जाम में ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है दैट यू शुड नो दैट व्हाट इज योर वीक एरिया, कौन से क्वेश्चन सही करने, कौन से गलत करने, किस पे ध्यान देना है, किस पे नहीं. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. If I want to give my first attempt on 28th of October, do I have to register before 10th? No. If you appear for 28th of October, Rahul Dravid, that means you should be registering for NMIMS by 27th of October. Does NMIMS provide MBA in IT? No, Rehan Sheikh, they do not. They do provide it in business analytics. And there was one more course that I talked about. I think it was a digital, क्या था, मैं भूल जाता हूँ फिर उसका नाम ना कहीं मुझे याद नहीं रहता है. I think I can tell it to you. What was that other course? Just digital transformation, as I said. So digital transformation exactly kya? I think it might be related to IT only, but how much, you can just go through the curriculum on their website and you can get an idea how different it is from IT. Okay, everyone. Second thing, refer to the NMAT by, this is again the best part of GMAT. So for GMAT as well, they give you official guide, which is there available freely on their website, and they are doing that also for NMAT now. So GMAT official guide would be available over there, in which every detail would be there about the important dates, registration guidelines, syllabus, concepts, solved examples, and NMAT level practice questions as well. मतलब वो तकरीबन एक तरह से सिर्फ ऐसा नहीं है कि वो एग्जाम कंडक्टिंग वो है, अथॉरिटी है, दे आर ऑल्सो गिविंग यू कंप्लीट कोचिंग फॉर दिस. वो आपको एक तरह से जो है ना नोट्स दे रहे हैं कि ये कॉन्सेप्ट्स जिन पे बेस्ड क्वेश्चन पूछे जा सकते हैं, कुछ एग्जांपल्स भी देंगे और एनमेट लेवल के क्वेश्चंस भी देंगे. व्हाट कैन बी बेटर देन दैट. बट यस, फॉर योर प्रैक्टिस, एज वी ऑलवेज से, एवरीवन से दिस, कहीं भी आप किसी भी फैकल्टी से बात करो किसी भी एग्जाम के बारे में बात करो, they would say it umpteen number of times, analyze your mocks well. That is the best part, that the best way through which you can prepare for an exam. Yes, business analytics is there, that's correct sir. Sorry, I joined now. Can I give the NMAT test after CAT? Suraj, of course you can. 27th November is the CAT exam, and NMAT goes up to 16th of December, so you can write it by any of the dates after it. कभी भी लिख पाओगे. Okay, so now I talk about the language skills. So I'll talk about section wise what all to do in language skills for similarly quantitative and logical reasoning. So of course read, that's the most important part. Do a SWOT analysis, the strength, weakness, opportunities and threat analysis. तो वो आप मॉक्स जब देंगे उसी से आपको आइडिया मिलेगा. Do a lot of practice mocks and enhance your vocabulary. This is very important because normally when we are preparing for CAT, so कहीं ना कहीं vocabulary छोड़ ही देते हैं, हम लोग उस पर ध्यान ही नहीं देते because directly vocabulary based questions would not be there in NMAT exam. But now you will have a lot many questions in NMAT which are based upon vocabulary. So work on that. If you are primarily looking at NMAT, I would say work on your vocabulary for sure. As far as Quant is concerned, improve your calculation speed. As I said, there are 36 questions. You have 52 minutes for it. So time, बेशक से speed test नहीं है, लेकिन time तो कम ही है, right? Approximately 1.5 minutes for each question, so that of course says that please you have to improve your calculation speed. Brush up to class 10 and 12 mathematics fundamentals. I would say rather not even 12th, 10th के ज्यादा ध्यान दीजिए, वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा. Focus on all these areas. Write topic test to know which topics are your strength. Again, it's kind of SWOT analysis and again practice with mocks. As I said, ये तो मैं हर एक पेज पे ही लिखूंगा कि भैया आपको मॉक तो देने ही देने. मॉक्स एनालाइज करने हैं, मॉक्स एनालाइज करने हैं. यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस थ्रू मॉक्स, analyze, practice through mocks, so on and so forth. Keep doing that. Yes, Shivam, we will do that as well for sure. Okay. Then lastly, for logical reasoning, focus on pictorial representation of data because there are lot many questions based upon that in Narsimon-ji. Start timing yourself. LR में भी timing बहुत important है आपके लिए. 36 questions ही हैं, but the time which is given over there, I think it is approximately 40 minutes, which is pretty less. Take your time and practice every day. Avoid assumptions because now you have lot many questions based upon statement assumptions, course of action. So verbal reasoning के जहाँ questions आते हैं ना, उसमें assumptions की वजह से बहुत सारे questions हमारे गलत होते हैं. Also, पे स्पेशल अटेंशन टू वर्ड्स लाइक ऑल, सम, नन, क्योंकि ये सारे इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाएंगे ना जब आप सिलोजिज्म के क्वेश्चन कर रहे होंगे या कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन वगैरह के जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं वहां पे सब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. सो आई हैव ट्राइड टू राइट ऑल दोस थिंग्स व्हिच आर स्लाइटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम कैट, सो देयरफॉर यू हैव टू पे अटेंशन टू देम एंड ट्राई एलिमिनेटिंग द डिसीविंग द ऑप्शंस एंड चूज द वर्ड यू वुड इवेंचुअली arrive at. Okay, so that's all which is there to be done logical reasoning. So I would not say anything different from Maharashtra CET, but yes, a lot many things which are different from CAT that you have to pay attention to. क्योंकि प्रैक्टिस तो आपको इन चीजों की भी करनी है कि भैया अगर नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है तो कैसे काम करना है. एडेप्टिव पेपर होगा तो किन किन चीजों पे ध्यान देना है. यू हैव टू राइट a lot many mocks to know this कि अगर पेपर अडेप्टिव है तो कितने कम मॉक हमें लिखने चाहिए ताकि हमें आइडिया मिल जाए कि क्या होता है क्या नहीं. यू विल फाइंड सम सैंपल मॉक्स ऑन mba.com itself. Write those mocks and get an idea about all these things. Okay, everyone. So that's all from my side, guys. So for CAT 2022, if anyone is preparing for CAT 2022, everything that you want, it's written on the screen itself, as you can see. So you have the number of the counselor at the end of the screen, so you can of course talk and speak to them regarding this. And do follow us on any of these channels, right? We are there. So that's all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. If you have any further questions, you can come up with your questions. Otherwise, we will close the session. So does NMAT consider 1 year dropout students? Of course, Aditya Raj, they do. From where to practice for decision making questions? Rahul Dravid, you can find different kind of mocks based upon Narsimon different institutes websites, and you can find the previous year papers as well. Plus, in the official guide provided by GMAC, you will find questions on decision making. ह्यूमन प्रॉक्टर और एआई प्रॉक्टर, आई थिंक इट विल बी एआई प्रॉक्टर. ह्यूमन प्रॉक्टर तो मुझे नहीं लगता चिंता शायद होगा, शायद एआई प्रॉक्टर ही होना चाहिए. बट आई थिंक वी विल गेट टू नो अबाउट इट थ्रू द वेबसाइट ओनली. वहीं से हमें आइडिया मिलेगा इसके बारे में. Okay, everyone. So that's all from my side. I'm sure that this session has been useful enough for all of you. You all have got the idea, whatever you wanted to know about it. That's all from my side now. So thank you very much, guys. See you soon. Bye bye, tata, and take care.